Good afternoon, Professor Chadula. We speak with the student of London here. In this opportunity, I'll talk about the laboratory number 6. It's a pitot static system and the Bohr system. Right, the present laboratory practice was based on the operational analysis and the test of the pitot static system. As especially the equipment we used was for this type of test, which the has domination and Barfield pitot system test set. The Barfield pitot system is a portable set containing field tester designed of these aircraft pitot and static systems for leaks and as well as operation and calibration of airspeed altimeter, engine pressure radio, manifold pressure indicators, and other vacuum or low pressure units. Well, for this occasion, we use the manual of this equipment and the under RAP 43, Appendix C, was consulted in which the procedure to perform the altimeter test were detailed. Where the first test is the scale error. For this test, it was necessary to adjust the barometric pressure and 1013 hectopascals and 29.92 inch of Hg. For his type of adjustment, the following concepts had to be taken into account. Yeah, number one, the Q and H. Pressure, the pressure at sea level reduced from the standard exciting at the aerodrome, considering of the atmosphere with the standard position that is without taking into account deviation from the actual temperature with respect to the standard. Q and E, atmospheric pressure at the sea level. Um, and QFE is the atmospheric pressure at the point in the Earth's crust, right? Well, after that, the altimeter was successfully subjected to the corresponding pressure at different altitude range until according to maximum. This is normally expected from the operation of the aircraft where the altimeter has to be installed. The pressure reduction was carried out at a speed not exceeding to 20 20 mile 20 no 20 where it's at 20,000 feet for per minute up to approximately 2,000 feet from the test point. Then the instrument was maintained at the corresponding pressure of each test point for at least one minute and no more than 10 minutes. Or before taking the reading, the following values will be shown in this table. We shown all this value, and we have the table of the permission of the tolerance. Okay, as it can be denoted, the error in each test point does no exciting of the tolerance specific in the table. So it is concluded that the scale error test was executed optimally and giving indication of the equipment doesn't leak some in its structure. Second, friction test. In this test, the altimeter was taken to a continued rate of pressure decrease approximately 75, 750 feet per minute. For this test, the same altitude values were used at a scale error test. In this test, the change of the reading of the indicator nil after the small hit or vibration, then show not exceeding the corresponding tolerance shown in the respective table. Right? We have these results, the compare of the result and the tolerance on the tolerance table. And according to this result obtained, it is concluded that the equipment is in optimal conditions. Finally, hysteresis. The hysteresis test is performed 50 minutes after the completion of the scale error test of the. For this purpose, this instrument must be brought in this maximum altitude indication and taking values both in ascent and descent. These values to be extracted are taken in 40% and 50% of the maximum indication, rise and fall. It is mentioned that in the order To develop the current laboratory practice more quickly, the measurement was starting at the 40%. After all this procedure can be carried out, it is important to carry out of the comparison of the measurements made both in the rise and fall, specifying that the difference between these indications must be not exceeded the tolerance value indicated in the respective table. Well, we have the data. The data simulating maximum height. This is 12,000 feet, and the 40% of this value is 40 40,800 feet, right? The indication obtained is the rise indication is 4,000 and 16 and no 680. The descent indication is the 4750 feet. The difference between indication and the comparison with the tolerance value, the difference 60 feet. The maximum tolerance indicated in the table is 60 feet. With respect to the above, it was determined that in this test, the instrument was in good operational condition. Finally, a pretest was performed to the pitot system, which involved to the speed indicator. This basic procedure consisted in applying pressure and 20 psi and vacuum to 20 inch of mercury. Until 300 cannot were obtained, as a rule, air vessel velocity should not fall more than 2 knots. The speed of the air fell in more 2 knots, for which this was determined that the equipment presents leaks in its structure. Therefore, it was determined that the instruments, or perhaps the connections, maybe, present some leak. Concluding that is a solution, a change of indicator, and the connection should be made. Finally, conclusion about the practice of Bohr system. When determining the frequencies of a particle Bohr, the frequency of it is associated to the DME will also automatically be turned. And the both will share the same identification in Morse code. The Bohr antenna of the station broadcast to VHF radio frequency signal is in the direction which is received by the Bohr equipment of any aircraft. That is the within range. The frequency selector has 2 knobs, with which the frequencies are selected. One of them select between 108 and 170.95 megahertz, and the other selects kilohertz or hundreds of megahertz. In addition, all the main parameters of the Bohr system were verified in this proof. All the parameters obtaining the results indicated in the result sheet as the main observation, but that the NAP flag was not deflated in 2 procedures because it was in heat state of sensitivity. Finally, the Bohr system will indicate the position of the aircraft with respect to a radial transmission for its location, either to or from, tuning to the radian, and on the direction, and doesn't not depend on the heading development by the aircraft, but is independent of the location. The intersection of the Bohr indication tip with the radial line develops the via line with the reception of the signal. The Bohr indicator has 10 degrees, more markings for both sides, which determine a more accurate measurement with respect to the position in which it is located. On the other hand, the importance of the modulation of the signal was understood, because if not in the appropriate percentage, the information will be not obtained. There will be no reception signal. We don't have this reception signal when they stand on 0%. Okay, so the steady indicator will show the NAP flag. With regard to the photostatic system, this system of pressure-sensitive instrument that is most often used in the aviation. To determine higher speed of airplane, the match number, altitude, and altitude trend errors in the pitot-static system readings can be very dangerous since the transformation obtained from the static pitot system, such as altitude, is often critical to the successful flight. The test performed could determine the altimeter does not show pressure leaks. However, if this occurs, the analysis will indicate that this is due to the poor adjustment of the pressure lines on the points coupling with the pitot tube and the of the test suite case. That is to say, the clamps and charge of keeping of hermetic lines. Okay, they are not dying it because they are plastic and they do not have enough strength, though they keep the system hermetic, right? The inspection of the testing of the altimetric system requires a lot of time, concentration, and precision, and concentration and more precision on the part of the technician who operates. Sometimes the Netherlands is to determine the maximum tolerance always by the manual. Well, if the majority of tests apply, although the altimeter gave results that exceeded the tolerance, allowed be manufactured in this manual, even if there is occasion in which only one of permissible results. This is not enough to determine the adequate functionality of the instrument. This is all for this opportunity. Thanks for listening and watching.